acolytes and students of the Force. I welcome you back to another holocron filled with lore, myths, and power. Today we will learn of the Sith legend Darth Malgus. In the vastness of space, on the Sith-controlled planet of Dromund Kaas, a young boy named Veradun was born. Born to a Sith father and a servant mother, Veradun's early life was marked by the dichotomy of his heritage. His father recognized the boy's potential in the Force and ensured he received training. As a child, Veradun was curious, often sneaking into the forbidden sections of the Sith archives, absorbing tales of ancient Sith lords and their dark arts. During his training, Veradun showed an affinity for Form V, Gemso, a lightsaber combat style that combined aggressive attacks with solid defense. His style was brutal and direct, mirroring his personality. He was not one for subtlety. He believed in the raw power of the dark side and the might of the Sith Empire. One fateful day, while sparring with another Sith apprentice, Veradun's anger took over. He unleashed a torrent of dark force energy, killing his opponent. This act caught the attention of his superiors, who saw not a reckless youth, but a potential weapon for the Empire. Veradun's rise within the Sith ranks was meteoric. He was given the title Darth Malgus and was often sent on missions to quell uprisings or to eliminate threats to the Empire. But with every mission, Malgus grew more disillusioned. He saw the infighting, the backstabbing, and the political ambition of the Sith as weak. Malgus's first significant accomplishment came during the Great Galactic War. He led the surprise attack on the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, decimating the Jedi forces and leaving the temple in ruins. This victory solidified his reputation as one of the Empire's most formidable warriors. But it was also during this time that Malgus began to question the Sith's methods. He took a Twi'lek named Elena Daru as his lover, a relationship forbidden by the Sith code. Through Elena, Malgus saw the potential of using non-Sith in the Empire's campaigns. He believed that the Empire's obsession with blood purity was another of its weaknesses. As the years went by, Malgus's power grew. He delved deeper into the dark side, mastering techniques that few Sith dared to explore. He could drain the life force from his enemies, replenishing his own strength. He could unleash Force maelstroms, decimating entire battalions. But with this power came isolation. The other Sith lords, including the Emperor, began to see Malgus not as an asset, but as a threat. The Sith Empire was vast, but it was also fractured. The Dark Council, the governing body of the Sith, was rife with internal strife. Each member vied for more power, more influence. The Emperor, while powerful, was distant, often lost in his own quests for immortality and domination. This left a power vacuum, one that Darth Malgus saw as an opportunity. Malgus began to gather allies, not just from the Sith, but from all corners of the Empire. He promised them a new order, one free from the petty squabbles of the Dark Council. He spoke of an empire united under a single purpose, a single vision. His vision. His first act of rebellion was to free several worlds from the Empire's control. These worlds, grateful for their newfound freedom, pledged their allegiance to Malgus. With each victory, his forces grew. He had entire fleets at his command, legions of soldiers loyal only to him. But Malgus knew that to truly break free from the Empire, he needed to strike at its heart. He set his sights on the imperial capital of Dromund Kaas. With Elena by his side, he launched a full-scale assault on the planet. The battle was fierce. The Empire's forces, led by members of the Dark Council, put up a valiant defense. But they were no match for Malgus's tactics and the sheer ferocity of his forces. One by one, the Sith lords fell, their power absorbed by Malgus. As he stood in the ruins of the Imperial Palace, Malgus declared himself the new Emperor. He spoke of a new era for the Sith, one where they would no longer be bound by outdated codes and traditions. Under his rule, the Sith would reach new heights of power and dominance. But not all were pleased with Malgus's rise to power. There were those within the Empire who saw him as a usurper, a traitor. They began to plot against him, seeking to restore the old order. Malgus, ever the strategist, was prepared. He had spies everywhere, loyal only to him. He quickly rooted out the dissenters and made examples of them. But he knew that to truly secure his rule, he needed to eliminate all potential threats. He turned his attention to the remaining members of the Dark Council. One by one he hunted them down, using his vast knowledge of the dark side to overpower them. With each victory, his power grew. But so did his arrogance. The galaxy had never seen a Sith as powerful as Emperor Malgus. His dominion stretched far and wide, and his rule was absolute. But with great power came great enemies. The remnants of the Sith Empire, combined with the forces of the Galactic Republic, saw Malgus not as a leader, but as a tyrant who needed to be stopped. Malgus's relationship with Elena began to strain. She feared the depths of darkness he was plunging into. His obsession with power and control overshadowed the love they once shared. In a desperate attempt to bring him back from the brink, Elena tried to reason with him. But Malgus, seeing this as a betrayal, struck her down in a fit of rage. This act would haunt him, a constant reminder of the cost of his ambitions. The combined forces of the Republic and the Sith loyalists launched a massive assault on Malgus's fortress on the remote world of Ilum. The battle was unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. The skies were filled with starfighters, and the ground shook from the clashing of lightsabers. Malgus, with his unparalleled mastery of Gemso, cut down scores of enemies. His power in the Force was unmatched, as he summoned lightning storms and created Force whirlwinds, decimating entire battalions. But the sheer number of his adversaries began to wear him down. In the heart of his fortress, Malgus was confronted by a team of elite Jedi and Sith, working together to end his reign. The battle was intense, with Malgus showcasing his superior dueling skills. But the combined might and strategy of his adversaries proved to be overwhelming. In the final moments of the battle, as the walls of his fortress crumbled around him, Malgus realized the true nature of the Force. It was not about dominance or control, but balance. His quest for absolute power had blinded him to this truth. With a final defiant roar, Malgus unleashed a massive wave of dark energy, sacrificing himself in the process. The explosion decimated the fortress and everyone in it. The galaxy would remember Darth Malgus as a symbol of the dangers of unchecked ambition. His rise and fall served as a cautionary tale for future Sith and Jedi alike. The balance of the Force had been restored, but at a great cost. In the aftermath, the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic, having seen the devastation that their infighting had caused, brokered a fragile peace. But the shadow of Darth Malgus loomed large, a reminder of the thin line between power and madness. As always, my friends, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.